What a beautiful afternoon to take a walk in. A walk over to the doctor's office to see, Dr. Clark, of course. Fix what ails you. Wait a second. We can't see Dr. Clark today. Dr. Clark's been dead for about 100 years. I keep forgetting that. Darn it. Well, I'll just have to continue walking through the luscious and wonderful Fullerton. Luscious? The Fullerton Arboretum. Through the orange trees. I realize that orange doesn't look very orange, but I assure you, it's an orange tree, all right. There used to be a lot of orange trees in Orange County. When I was growing up, there were still a lot of remnants of orange groves and a lot of little family-owned orange groves where maybe the grandpa just wanted to hold out. There were still strawberry farms in Anaheim all around the Disneyland area, but no longer. There are little tiny dirt patches which are little more than show gardens for people to sell strawberries or strawberry stands still located a few spots within inside Anaheim. But by and large, all of the old agriculture of Orange County is pretty much gone. There is one orange grove I know of in Anaheim, but it's very, very small and actually surrounded by a neighborhood. That's a future vlog. Let's hold on to that thought. No, we had to come back to the Fullerton Arboretum. Look at this. This must be the soccer field. We had to come back to the Fullerton Arboretum because yesterday, for whatever reason, I had filmed this really long, rambling vlog, and YouTube decided to cut off the last 3 minutes of it, which, fair game, YouTube. It wasn't all that watchable in the first place, but it was where it cut off. I was getting all excited and ramped up to show you guys something just a little bit weird at the Arboretum. It's not that it was that epic, it's just that how it cut off, as some people duly pointed out, was a very Sopranos-ish ending, not very satisfying. So today is a twofer. You're going to get 2 Sometimes vlogs out of me today. And if this is going to be Sometimes vlog part 1 of the day, it definitely needs some kind of introduction. So, just to remind you guys, it's the Sometimes vlog! See, I don't have real Tyler with me yet. Tyler is supposed to meet me and hang out with me, but Tyler Evans, rock journalist, is not with me at present, so I had to draw him. What do you guys think? Good likeness? Good likeness of Tyler? I better hold on to this, because this might be worth a lot of money one day when Tyler inevitably becomes famous for having that very public nervous breakdown on the freeway because of people like me pointing out that he has kind of a weird way of walking. That's just a joke. It's not very nice, actually. Poo-poo on me for making that joke. I'm sorry, Tyler. I'll make it up to you later by hugging you a ridiculous amount of times when you're not expecting it on the Sometimes vlog part 2 of today. We've already gone on too long. We've already gone on too long, friends. We're still going to hang out more later, but I have a lot of stuff to do so that we can get to where we're going to hang out next. So let's wrap up this Sometimes vlog. I've been walking around the Arboretum. I'm going to get to the weird thing. We got to walk over there, though. I've been walking around the Arboretum this morning thinking about something we all do, something I am very guilty of. And one thing about the quest for positivity is you can't just go out and delude yourself thinking, this makes me happy, I'll just look at this and ignore the rest of my life. No. The whole thing behind the quest for positivity is really about becoming who we are, right? All those good instincts, who we are on the inside, the things that we want to be on the inside. If we want to be positive, you don't like yourself very much, or you don't like your situation. Well, let's start with you don't like it. If you don't like yourself, then you have to change it. The only way you're going to change not liking yourself, the only way that you're going to be able to combat any sort of depression or self-doubt is by becoming who you want to be, becoming the person that you can be proud of. You don't like your situation, you have to change it, unfortunately. If somebody else changed your situation for you, something I'm very familiar with, then you have to build yourself a new situation that you can be comfortable in. It takes time to do the things I'm talking about, but it's the truth. A part of becoming who you want to be is self-examination and recognizing your own flaws. I was thinking about something sort of universal. I think we all do this. I know I am certainly guilty. As I was saying, this comes from thinking about myself. We lie a lot, don't we? I mean, let's be honest. We lie a lot. And mostly, I think most people don't usually lie and kill somebody or something and then lie about it. I think for most of us, we're liars because we lie to protect other people. So if we didn't really want to spend some time with somebody, we'll say, oh man, I had to go to the doctor today. But we were lying because the doctor was dead for 100 years. You know what I'm talking about? When you lie to protect somebody, here's the thing I've been thinking about. Number one, that only really works with people who already trust you. So the people that we lie to the most that way are usually the only people who can be hurt by our lies. So that's kind of crappy. Number 2, if people, and I know this from hard experience too, somebody lies to you for your own good, right? Well, when you find out, not only are you going to be just as bummed as if they had just told you the truth in the first place, but you're also going to be very hurt. Because what you're going to feel is, oh, I guess I wasn't worth telling the truth to. You know what I'm saying? So there's a thing there, and I'm saying we all do this. I know I'm very guilty of this. We have a tendency to hurt people because over the years I've noticed that these big lies, little lies, medium-sized lies that we tell to protect other people, to protect their feelings, usually 9 times out of 10 they end up finding out the truth. They end up finding out somehow that the doctor was dead. You tell them that you had to go to the dentist, but really you hung out with a different friend that your one friend didn't like too much. Eventually they're going to see the Instagrams and figure it out. So it would just be better to tell the truth in the beginning, wouldn't it? So this is one thing I've been thinking about. I don't know, you guys weigh in. What do you think about lying to protect somebody? Or lying to protect yourself, maybe? I don't know, little white lies. I think that there are occasions where maybe the truth is too much for certain people, certain situations to handle. I could see that, but I think by and large, doesn't that show a certain amount of disrespect that we're not letting the people that we care about make those decisions for themselves, whether they can handle something or what they want to do with the truth? Because what I've been thinking about is, if somebody that you care about tells you, put yourself in the position of the one being lied to. Okay, so somebody you care about is telling you a lot of lies for a long period of time, even if they're little lies. What you're doing is you're constructing a relationship with that person or making decisions for your own life based on those lies. So when and if they fall apart, what happens is you're the one living a lie and you didn't even choose it on purpose. So I think that's kind of hurtful. I think it would be better to really start examining, for myself, this is just, I'm talking about myself and what I'm doing today. Start to examine, where do I do that? Where do I cross these weird moral gray areas thinking I'm doing something good for somebody else, but really I'm doing something destructive to myself and to my own intrapersonal relationships with people? I don't know, just something I've been thinking about. I would actually really like to hear what you guys have to say about, because it's kind of one of those things where you get inside your own head and you think of all these different scenarios where you're like, no, see, there was a lie that was good to tell because that person would have freaked out. Then you think of a lie someone told you, and you think, no, that wasn't right. So is it right? Is it wrong? Is it a gray area? Are there moral gray areas? These are big questions, I understand. But I'm just thinking about for myself, I'm really going to try to cut that out. So if I'm ever abrupt with you and say, hey guys, I really enjoy your company, I just really don't want to talk to you right now, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm trying to tell the truth. Personally, I'd rather be wounded with the truth than comforted by a lie and have the world fall apart later. I know what that feels like. It doesn't feel good. Okay, here it is. Here's the weird thing. This is the deep vlog. This is the deep thoughts. We're getting philosophical here. But later on, I promise, there will be absolutely no philosophy, just complete silliness. And this next thing is pretty silly. This is what I was going to show you yesterday. This is it. This is the big moment. This is the big surprise. It's this. Whoa! A topiary. Okay, hold on. Before you say anything about the topiary, let's check it out. A Brontosaurus topiary. Let me reiterate. A Brontosaurus topiary. This is now a topiary for a fictional, never existed animal because, friends, remember how at some point someone figured out that there was no such thing as a brontosaurus? That the guy who discovered the brachiosaur and the guy who discovered the brontosaurus, I think brontosaurus came second but became more famous. It turns out that the brontosaurus was nothing more than a brachiosaur with a different head put on it. And I think that was the way the story went down. Anyway, the reason I bring this up and the reason why this is so fascinating is because I was doing this, I was hanging out in the green room at this radio show called Combat Radio. Look it up online, it's really cool. They're putting together a big Christmas thing, doing a big fundraiser. It's for underprivileged children, it's really cool. I'll post that on Facebook. I think tomorrow we're going to handle that. But I was in the green room there with Bob Gurr and these other people, Carl Gottlieb, who wrote the movie The Jerk, all these really cool people. And there was these guys in this band here, and they started talking about how Brontosaurus doesn't exist anymore. Brontosaurus doesn't exist anymore. And my friend Ben 9K said something, well, I started saying, I feel like they should just change the Brachiosaurus's name to Brontosaur because the Brontosaurus was more famous. And my friend Ben 9000, Ben 9K, said something freaking genius, which is that, yes, Brontosaurus is your A-list dinosaur, and the reason you can tell is because the Brontosaurus made it as a fruit snack. Then he got into this whole thing about how fruit snacks are, you know, kind of this indicator for something's pop culture status. It was genius. I don't know where I'm going with that. Here's the weird part about it. This Brontosaurus has no head! That's all it was. That's all it was. There's a topiary with no head here. A dinosaur with no head! So not only does the Brontosaurus not exist, but now he doesn't even have a face! Lies! Don't you see the way lies can hurt us all? All he has now is the stump of a leafy neck. Question, is this Brontosaurus made out of leaves because you are what you eat? Just an herbivore joke there. You don't have to laugh. It's okay. Anyway, that's all it was. I just wanted to show you this silly topiary. But yeah, think about that. Fruit snacks. Ben 9K, friend of mine. Secret genius. Fruit snacks. If the dinosaurs are fruit, okay, well, just to skip over that, because I'm going to let him elaborate that at some point in the future, either on this vlog or some sort of podcast or some sort of something, because the whole thing was actually genius, and it's an interesting, I don't know, it was an interesting thought. But seriously though, Brontosaurus, we're all familiar with that name, right? Why can't we just change the name of Brachiosaurus to Brontosaurus? The guy who discovered and named the Brachiosaurus is probably dead. All the little children know Brontosaurus from all the fruit snacks and bed sheets. Can't we just switch the names? Can't we all just get along and switch the names? Or would that be a lie to protect the fruit snacks? Oh man, this is really tough. You guys gotta help me out. Leave some comments down below. Subscribe for more Sometimes vlogs if you want. Later on, the Sometimes vlog will happen again today. 2 Sometimes vlogs. Can you handle it? I hope so. I'm hoping that I can handle it because I've been wearing the same shirt for 2 days. Very hygienic. Now I'm going to drink from this cool stream. Can't be anything dangerous about that, right? I mean, if the water is moving, it's clean. I think I remember hearing that somewhere. My Boy Scout training is all coming back to me now. Okay, I'm gonna drink this water. Goodbye.